Ready to get your workout in with your pyramid style, door anchor, step, resistance band, and dumbbell stability and endurance strength workout. So pyramid style means we have exercises in a pyramid working 60, 75, and 90 seconds on and then back down, 75, 60. So 5 exercises, 2 times through, and we've got 2 groups of those for this full length workout. Please pause here to get your warm up in. That gets your body ready so you can get the most out of this workout, preventing pain and injury and helping your body build muscle that supports healthy movement. All right, in 10 seconds. So mind you, you do not need a door anchor or resistance bands or a step. All modifications are provided. We're going to hear that tone. And I'm going to go into my explanation for our first exercise, a rear banded right leg step up. So this requires, or this uses the door anchor for that resistance band. My step is placed far enough away that I can get resistance. All right, so you might want to start getting set up. Otherwise, pause here. Our first exercise is 60 seconds on. So the band is going to go at my waist here. I'm going to hold these dumbbells and I'm going to shift my body weight forward into that step up. Now, nice, slow, controlled down, keeping my toes, knees, and hips in a straight line. Come with me. Endurance and stability exercises, we are aiming for 12 to 16 repetitions. You can do this exercise without a rear band and without a step. All right, so without the rear band, you're not going to get that extra glute engagement. Perfectly okay. And if you do not have a step, you can use a set of stairs or you can simply perform a lunge. Toes, knees, hips, straight line, feet hip width apart, and coming up to that balance position. Most important form that we can focus on here is our feet staying hip width apart, our second toe pointing forward, and making sure that our knee stays in line with those toes. We don't want it going in and we don't want it going out. Just a couple seconds left. It's a big squeeze on those glutes. Perfect. Now for the next exercise, you can place those dumbbells off to the side as well as that step. And we're going to a single leg, single arm row. So I'm going to demonstrate with my left arm, which means I'm going to squat into my right leg, lifting my foot up off the floor and pull towards those hips. Come with me. Now we've got 75 seconds here. Chest is up tall. Shoulders are rolled down and back. My chin is tucked and my head is back. Now, if I don't have a door anchor, I can simply balance on a single leg and pull only with my left arm, focusing on working that left back across to that right glute. If you don't have resistance bands, we can go into a single leg lunge. All right, so supporting and rowing with just that left arm using that dumbbell. The form always stays the same, this base form. Second toe forward, feet hip width apart. The roll of the chest to keep it up tall, belly button gently pulled in, and I'm pulling towards the base of those ribs. It's really important to focus on our pull position because we don't want the shoulder blades squeezing together. We also don't want the shoulder pulling or rolling forward. If balance is hard for you, you can simply tap those toes to the ground, giving you a nice point of stability. 4 seconds. Now this seems like a lot to start, but I promise you, we are going to be reducing that weight and you're going to be going back through all of these. Your next exercise is with that step. This is a lateral step up with a right arm carry away. So that step is off to the side. We're going to step up, so with the opposite leg, and then we're going to bring that arm up and across the body, pointing the thumb towards the ceiling for a carry away. Again, chest up tall with the goal here of rotating that arm. All right, rotating the upper arm, getting what's called external rotation. This helps improve posture and getting proper movement through our shoulder blades. Now, if we do not have a step, we can simply do a lateral lunge here. Again, stepping out to the side with the opposite leg, balancing, and then up and across the body. If balance is hard for you, again, Tap those toes to the ground. Use that kickstand, but I still want most of the weight on one side. We're still getting a nice big squeeze on those glutes. Now, this is a compound movement, so I've given it our longest period of time, 90 seconds. But we're already down to 30. Again, aiming for that 12 to 16 repetitions, slow and controlled. Stepped up, stacking toes, knees, hips, squeezing the glutes, shoulder down and back, pulling that dumbbell up and across, and then a nice slow control down, keeping that knee in line with those toes. Down to 10 seconds. Beautiful work. You're going to see all of these exercises again. So try to keep count so that you can repeat the same number of repetitions on the opposite side. We're now going to our chest movement, which is a square, single arm close press. All right, we're going to use that right arm, so the same arm we did our carry away with. We're going to have that door anchor behind us, pulling, feet hip width apart, hips straight ahead, chest up tall, and we're punching forward. Now we can get a small bend in those knees. We're just making sure that the knees stay in line as we punch forward and squeeze. Now, mind you, this is hard to do without a door anchor exactly the same way. So if you have only dumbbells, you can come down to the floor for a declined chest press, only using a single dumbbell, with the goal being that we don't rock that body as we only have the weight on one side. My wrist is neutral, stacked over top of my elbow. All right, nice, slow, and controlled. Again, body stays square. Glutes are tight, belly button's in. We want to make sure we're keeping a neutral spine position. All right, chin tucked, head back. Nice punch forward and squeeze. You're going to really feel this working that front of that chest and shoulder as well as that core. Boy, our body is going to want to rotate into that band. You really got to squeeze the glutes and get a little bit of a forward lean to press into that resistance. We are finishing this first pyramid with a rear banded step up on the opposite leg. So I'm going to be demonstrating on the left leg here. I want to make sure my weights are nice and even. We've got 5 seconds. So far enough away that we've got that resistance. If you're not using that, it's okay. This is only 60 seconds, guys. So left foot up, toes, knees, hips, nice straight line. Big squeeze into those glutes. This is challenging, so make sure that you feel confident and comfortable. And if step-ups are new to you, please feel free to go without that rear resistance. All right, you're gonna notice balance is even harder than normal. So tapping those toes down, perfectly okay. Gonna get a little bit of a forward lean, but it's gonna take a nice push forward, squeeze and lock in on those glutes. Chest up tall, belly button in. It's easy when we hold dumbbells at our sides to wanna get this roll forward. Stay tall, stay proud. You've only got 10 seconds left. We're gonna do all of these exercises one more time through. And I know it's a lot to start, but same pyramid. Now we've got 30 seconds to recover. We are starting with that rear banded step up on that right leg. Now remember, if you only have that door anchor, this could be a lunge to balance. If you don't have a step, it could be a lunge to balance on the floor. Quick drink to hydrate. We still have another 10 seconds. I want you to think, should you increase the weight? What can you do to continue to challenge yourself? Or are you feeling it in those last 2 to 3 repetitions, feeling strong and challenged right where you are? Now you'll notice I do not have a high step today. Whoop, and I lose my balance just like everybody else. It really takes concentration and glute engagement to lock in and not fall backwards. But the key is really squeezing those glutes and staying nice and square, okay? You're gonna get a good workout here no matter what. Ideally, your step would be 90 degrees as long as you are pain-free, but anything lower is perfectly fine and safe as long as we experience no pain. We're feeling that challenge. We're down to 10 seconds. I'm feeling this in my hip, in my glutes, and in the quadricep of my, or the front of my thigh on my leg that's working. All right, move that step off to the side. Dumbbells back down. We're going to that single leg or that single leg squat, single arm row, demonstrating with my left hand here. All right, so I'm balancing on my right leg, working with my left arm. Okay, and don't forget you can do that lunge supported row with that dumbbell. All right, where your right hand is on that leg, toes are on the floor, and we're pulling towards that hip. The key is we want to work the right glute while we exercise that left lat and shoulder. All right, so this helps strengthen our back, strengthen our pelvis and our lumbar spine, reducing back pain and injury, not just to our spine and hips, but also to our knee and ankle. The chin should pull back so that the ear is stacked over the shoulder, over the hip. This helps relax the shoulder down, really feeling it work along the outside of that armpit. But I'm also feeling it work in my right hip since we just worked it on that step, all right? So feeling it in a lot of places here. We're standing tall and proud. 7 seconds. 12 to 16 repetitions with purpose, with control. Yes. Shake out that leg. Oh my goodness, my glute is on fire. We're going to that lateral step up with that carry away arm. So stepping up with my left leg, carrying away with my right. In 5 seconds, you're coming with me. Now notice I kind of go back and forth on the sides of the body. So you can do the opposite side, that's perfectly fine, but I'm trying to let muscles relax and rest while we're working other muscles, which is why I've been very specific in this video. So chest up tall, good alignment, up and across. I'm gonna shift my dumbbell. Don't forget you can do that lateral lunge with that carry away arm. I want you to see my plane of movement here as I lift up and across. Again, chin tucked, head back, ear, shoulder, hips. As I go up and across, my thumb points up, and notice my arm is about 30 degrees in front of my body. This is known as the scapular plane, so that my shoulder blade can safely rotate without being impinged by any bones in the shoulder and the rib cage. All right, what I don't want is up and back across the body this way. I also don't want to see you swinging and pulling those shoulders up or head moving. We're under control with purpose. Working that balance, whatever our body needs today. Tapping the toes if needed. There's a lot of colds going around right now, so sometimes if you're a little bit dizzy, you might need that tap. Or this is new and you're just building up. We're all in different places on different days, all right? So love your body where it's at, embrace it, and make it work best for you. All right, we're going to that square, single arm, close press. Or, if no resistance band or door anchor, you have that declined single arm chest close press, okay? Hip width apart, small bend in those knees so we get that incline forward, and that punch forward and squeeze. And just because we have a lean forward doesn't mean we collapse. Tall, proud chest, belly button in, maintaining that neutral spine from head to hips. You're gonna feel those knees torque, okay? You're gonna feel it a lot on that right side because that's where that pull is coming. And that's gonna require that left glute to engage. Okay, and prevent rotation. We're strong, we're proud, and boy are we feeling that chest work. Guess what, guys? We're on the home stretch of this first pyramid. And you're gonna know a lot of these exercises for the next pyramid, making it a lot easier. You can guess it, we're doing the opposite side for legs, shoulders, and chest. 15 seconds. Don't forget to keep count. We wanna keep both sides even, but boy, we're feeling the chest fatigue. We're feeling the shoulder fatigue. We're working through it. Oh, baby. Whoa, shake it out. We're gonna finish with that rear banded step up. And I'm stepping up on that left leg, moving my step far enough forward that I have that resistance band behind me. If we're not there yet, that's perfectly okay, because baby, this is a step up. All right, pun intended there, I guess. Feet hip width apart, shifting forward, driving up and squeezing. 60 seconds before we hit our 30-second break between pyramids on the home stretch. Focus on control. Focus on body alignment. We get the most out of our workouts, preventing knee, foot, hip, back, shoulder pain. So much to gain out of these workouts. And just think, you're doing all of that for you, for your body, for your goals, whatever they might be. You are down to 10 seconds. Keep it even between those sides. Squeeze those cheeks and smile. 30 seconds to go. Yes. Put those dumbbells down. We're gonna keep that resistance band on that door anchor if you have one. All right. You can move the step off to the side for our first exercise. We're going to a lateral banded glute bridge. So again, far enough away that we're getting some resistance. All right. Holding those hands in front of the body, feet flat on the floor, toes, knees, hips straight line. And we're simply lifting those hips up into a glute bridge. Come with me. So by having this lateral resistance, and I'm going to turn so you can see a full 90 from my side. Scooch out. Now this is a heavy band. I need to actually go down one, because what you're going to see is my body is going to want to shift. All right, my knees want to shift this way, or my hip goes this way to try to stabilize my body here. You're going to feel most of that work on that right side where I have my lateral pull. Okay, big squeeze on the glutes. If you don't have that door anchor, you can simply go to a single leg glute bridge. Again, challenging. Hands on the floor or on those hips. The hips is harder. Feet need to stay hip width apart if you need to. You can tap your heel down on the floor. We're down to 10 seconds. Control, purposeful movement here. Working those glutes, working that core, and that anti-rotation. All right, now we're gonna go back to chest. We're gonna do the opposite side. So left arm for that square single arm close press. Anchor at our back, chest forward, bending those knees, hip width apart, and we're punching forward and squeezing. Come with me. If you don't have that door anchor and you don't have those resistance bands, go ahead down to the floor for that declined single arm close press. Nothing changes. Feet are hip width apart, belly buttons in, glutes tight. We're punching forward. Notice I'm punching forward with my knuckles. My wrist is stiff. I'm nice, slow and controlled, and my body's not rotating. I'm going to shift a little bit this way so that you can see me in a straightforward position. What you can't see is that my knee wants to go in. I want to shift this way. So it really takes a lot of work through those glutes, through those hips to keep everything nice and square. All right, we should still have tension when we're all the way back. I don't want that band getting dangly. All right, we're working through every bit of this range of motion, and we're strong and proud. 10 seconds. Keep it even between sides. Oh, baby, are you gonna feel this? Working that chest. The bonus is doing strength and stability only requires us to do 2, and at maximum 3 sets, but 2 sets today for all those major muscle groups. We're gonna go to that right leg lateral step up with that left arm carry away. All right, so shifting over and then up and across the body. Remember, palm starts facing down. If you don't have the step or a set of stairs, you're simply doing that lateral lunge. All right, nice and controlled here. Chest up tall and proud, shoulder down and back, whoop. And notice as you hold that dumbbell out to the side, it takes balance. We really have to work those glutes and hips. We need to stay up tall and long, feel those shoulders rotate. Since we're doing each side individually, you might notice which side is harder to stabilize and balance, which side is harder on that shoulder. Beautiful work. Remember, we're at the peak of the pyramid. So this is 90 seconds because it's 2 full movements here. All right, so we really want to focus on that form, on that position. Toes straight ahead means second toe forward so that we can keep everything in good alignment, nice and stacked here. Nice and tall. Hand on those hips. Chin tucked, head back. You're down to 15 seconds. Trying to keep it even between both sides. Beautiful work, guys. Down to 5. Can you get one more repetition in with purpose? In good form, not quite. All right. Single leg squat with that single arm row using that right arm. Now, don't forget, if you don't have that resistance band, this is that lunge supported dumbbell row towards that hip. 4 seconds, you're coming with me. Balancing on that left leg or hip width apart. We're going into that quarter squat, chest up tall, big pull towards those ribs. Now, the location that we pull is important. It's a lot harder to keep our shoulder down and back if we're pulling really high. I'm gonna swing it around so you can see my back position and where I'm pulling to. So I'm pulling towards the base of those ribs. I can make it a little bit harder by bringing my elbow out to the side, 30 to 45 degrees. If I keep it close, you're gonna feel it works a little bit less through the back of those shoulders and the back of that armpit, all right? But if I pull up high, notice my shoulder kind of has to shrug up. I am exaggerating so you can see, but you wanna pull down low, either the base of the ribs or like you're putting that band in your hip pocket to take it home with you. Nice, slow, controlled release. Again, no rotation through that core. We are working so many stabilizing muscles here. 5 seconds. You can hear that hip talking from that lateral step up. Oh, baby. We are finishing back on the ground with that lateral banded glute bridge with that from that opposite side. All right, so if not using that lateral band, we're using that single leg glute bridge. All right, so that resistance band, hips up. Now ideally, so you can kind of see my band is at about a 45-degree angle. Ideally, I'm still getting good activation on my left side, but ideally it would be a 90-degree angle pulling me sideways. All right. I'm linking my hands here. You can hold them however you want to do to lock in and maintain that resistance. Glutes, big squeeze, belly button in, keeping the toes, knees, hips in good alignment here while we have that light resistance. I would use a lighter band if I were you to pull that body. And you're going to feel it in the glute and in the thigh of the leg on that's closest to the resistance band. And despite the angle, I am feeling it. Oh, baby. 3 seconds, big squeeze. It's amazing what a little bit of lateral pull can do, right? We've got a little bit of a longer break, 30 seconds here. One more time through each of those. Now I'm actually gonna hook up my lighter resistance band here to ensure that I have proper form. We never want to forsake form for higher weight. It's not worth it. All right, you're going to build muscle, but you're not going to build the muscle that's going to prevent that injury and pain. Here we go. Hips up, more of that 90-degree pull. Toes, knees, hips, and getting a little bit more resistance in it. This is a little bit better because I don't feel like I'm failing in any way. I feel like I'm keeping good alignment through my toes, knees, and hips. Keeping my feet hip width apart, second toe pointing forward. And my arms are right over top of my chest as I squeeze my glutes. Focus on control and form. Good alignment here. The reason why this stability and endurance is so important is working these stabilizer muscles and building up our core strength for rotation and anti-rotation helps prevent us from getting hurt as we increase weights to build our bigger main muscles. All right, so it's going to prevent that pattern in pain as we increase weight. Beautiful work. Last pyramid here, guys. Square single arm close press. Feet hip width apart, punching forward with that left arm. Last time through. Do you have it? You're coming with me. Here we go. Feet hip width apart, leaning a little bit into it. Bending those knees. We stay square. Our shoulders down and back. We're proud. And we are strong. Boy, did I want to pick that lighter band for this exercise. But I did both bands, both times on my right arm. So I'm going to keep it even. Chin tucked, head back. So it's neutral. Even though our body is leaned forward, we don't want to let gravity pull us down. We want to stay tall and strong. Yes. Just think we're building up that pyramid here. And we're feeling good. Oh my goodness, it's working. Notice as those muscles start to fatigue, as that core starts to work, that inside foot might start to slide and turn out. Focus in, keep everything nice and square. Belly button in, pushing back through those glutes. Trying not to let that back flatten. We stay tall. One more, guys. One last repetition. Exhale. And punch. Oh, baby, are we feeling it? Shake it out. We've got that lateral step up on the right leg with that carry away arm on the left. And again, you can do that lateral lunge. If you don't have that step, 3 seconds. This is the peak of our pyramid, guys. This is actually the 4th peak of our pyramid, which sounds way more impressive. You've scaled 4 pyramids today. You are going to make this your best one yet. Focusing on all of your goals. Thinking about what gets you motivated and started and what's going to push you towards that end zone. All right, we're embracing the burn through the hips and the glutes and in that shoulder, because we did just work that front of that shoulder. The muscles are a little bit different, but we're still going to feel it. But we're going to embrace it because we're working, and change comes from challenge, okay? We are challenging our bodies, challenging our minds, building resilience in our life, reducing stress. So many positive things that come with this challenge. And you're gaining all of them. All right, you're on the home stretch. Even my calf is getting tired from balancing, guys. Totally normal. We're doing it together, 15 seconds. Finishing strong, making every movement count. Everything is done with purpose. 4 seconds, one last one. Yes, you can feel it through the entire shoulder and arm, even across the back side of that shoulder blade, which is really, really where we want to focus it. Move that step off to the side if you have it. We're going to that single leg squat on that left leg with that right arm row. Here we go. So the squat allows us to sit down into it a little bit more despite that forward pull. Lifting that foot up off the ground to work that balance. No rotation. That's what gives us that extra glute work. So much glute work here, guys. Chest up tall. You're proud and you're strong. That rotational pull is going to want to pull that front knee in. We want to squeeze it out, keeping everything nice and square. Pulling towards those ribs or those hips, nice and low. Pull a little bit wider if you need to. Don't forget you've got that lunge supported dumbbell row if you don't have those resistance band. But guys, already down to 25 seconds. Do what you need to do. If you're running high on your repetitions, slow it down. Slow, controlled motions as you release that band back towards the wall. Notice I have to pull my chin back too. I am not always perfect. I compensate. I lose my balance. These are all totally normal things. Well, that last 20 seconds went nice and fast, right? All right, guys, finishing with that lateral banded glute bridge on that left side. No resistance band, no door anchor, no worries. You've got that left leg, single leg glute bridge. Come with me in 3. We're finishing the workout right here, right now. As I scooch a little bit closer to you to make sure I'm getting that lateral pull, big up and squeeze, nice, slow, controlled down. It's amazing how these little movements, even though it's body weight only, and you have that light pull, how much you can feel this work, that body. And it's really important to remember that it's a light pull in on the belly button, not a clench. Okay, we don't want to tuck those hips under like we're doing a crunch here. We also don't want to be arching. Pulling that belly button in is going to prevent that arch. 13 seconds. Try to keep it even. That left side is starting to light up. It's feeling strong. We're feeling proud. Oh my goodness, we're almost there. Yes. Beautiful, beautiful work. Get a quick drink. We're hitting that cool down and stretch. All right. The first one we're going to do is one that I like to do whenever I have a step available. It's called the Captain Morgan. It stretches the deep inner back side of our thigh, what's called the posterior adductor magnus. I put one foot up on the step. My heel is in line with the foot on the floor of my toes. All right. My inside arm holds my knee out to the side, and I'm simply squeezing my bum forward as I push my knee out to the side. Okay. So you can step your leg off to the side. Everybody's going to be different here, and depending on how much range of motion. If you don't have a step, you're coming down to the floor. This is that sleeper stretch, just in standing form. And you're just going to push your hips down towards the floor as you feel that stretch deep inside your groin or your upper back thigh. So it's a squeeze under. Notice I initially wanted to stick my hip out there. All right, so these little things you are not alone in doing. Even I have to remind myself, okay, so that I can get the stretch and do what my body needs. Really important when we stretch, we hold until we no longer feel that stretching sensation. So you go ahead and switch sides when you feel ready. Okay, so foot up, heel in line with those opposite foot's toes, pushing that knee out, and then squeezing the bum under. Noticing which side you feel a deeper stretch. I feel very little to no stretch on this left side, but on that right side, oh my goodness, it feels great. All right, so only holding it as long as you need to feel that stretch release. All right, we're gonna come down to the floor for that hip flexor stretch. You know by now it's one of my favorites. Vital to help us, keeping us feel good. Feet hip width apart, back foot flexed here. We're gonna squeeze the bum, tuck those hips under. Can reach up towards the ceiling with the same arm as the leg that's down. Feel free here to use a couch, a chair, a cushion, or a mat. You can do the same thing on a couch with that knee supported, just stepping that foot slightly forward and then lifting up, okay? No knee pain, as there is a lot of pressure on that kneecap, okay? So, and what I don't want to see is the Titanic. We don't need to lean forward here. We're purpose, we're under control, we're just using those glutes, using that natural body movement to feel that beautiful stretch through the front of that hip down into that thigh. And hold until you no longer feel that stretching sensation. And we're gonna switch sides. All right, squeezing it under. Take in, notice if one side is tighter than the other. This is an indicator of your patterns. If it changes with time, let me know, because it might be time that we reassess where you're at so that we can adjust your warm-up and fix maybe new patterns that come up with time in our body, okay? We're always evolving, we're always changing. That's what we want, that's our goal, right? But we can also prevent injury and pain as our body grows and changes or needs something new, because hey, that's how it is sometimes. We're gonna come down for that child's pose. Toes together, knees wide. We're gonna reach our hands away. As we reach them away, we're rolling the shoulders away from the ears, pressing that chest towards the floor, feeling a big stretch through the outside of those armpits. All right, if you need to, you can use an incline based on how deep we can go through those knees. We just want to make sure we're rounding those hips as we sit them down and back, getting a nice big stretch through the outside of those armpits, potentially into that low back. Big deep breath in here, guys. In through the nose. Expand the ribs, expand the belly. Exhale. Beautiful work. Now, since we did a lot of rotation and anti-rotation, we're going to take one hand and stack it on top of the other. Same thing, same position. You're just going to feel a big stretch, a deeper stretch through the outside of that armpit of the hand that's on top, potentially into that low back as we tip to one side. Big deep breath in. Exhale. Go ahead and switch sides. Oh, it feels so good, right? Exhale. Nice and strong. Beautiful work today. Building muscle that supports healthy, strong movement. Building a strong foundation for support of our musculature, of healthy movement on a day-to-day basis. Functional things like walking the stairs or only moving one side of our body are totally common. So we want to train our body to support proper movement in these patterns. Beautiful work. Way to keep challenging yourself. And I hope you found balance in motion, life, and health today. Beautiful job. Let me know if you have any questions, if there's anything I can keep doing to help you get the most out of your health, your wellness, and your body. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to working out with you next time.